I took this course as like, okay, I was interested in computer science and tech. When college events happened, people needed posters, videos, and things like this for marketing, right? So while I was exploring multiple career paths, I heard a lot of buzz about UI UX, and that's when I found out, okay, I have engineering degree, I have UI UX design. So I found this sweet spot between that, and it's called UI UX. So I was like, okay, maybe this is my thing.
Welcome to another episode where we disclose marketing with respect to UAE and what it takes to build as an entrepreneur, as a designer, as a marketer in UAE. Today we have Adil as a guest. And to talk about Adil is a UI UX designer. He's been in this market for a lot, and I think we have also worked together in one or two
Yes,
projects.
correct.
And he is the right guy, which I felt to talk about what is UI UX. And most people think UI UX is a very fancy term.
Yeah.
I wanted it to break down into or change the thought of people from pursuing UI UX because it's fancy to pursuing UI UX because it has more scope and because it's important. So to start, this is the first question which I ask for every guest of mine. Adil, in simple words, what's your story?
Okay. I mean, first of all, thank you for having me here. And to talk about my story, I would say, like, you might have heard this a lot. I am a computer science engineer. So I took this course as like, okay, I was interested in computer science and tech. But then when I got into this, I realized that when college events happened, people needed posters, videos, and things like this for marketing, right? To market their event. And everyone turned to me at that time because I knew these tools like Illustrator, Photoshop. So I was exploring my time in graphic design. So I was kind of interested in all this. So by the time I got done with my engineering, I was trying to figure out, okay, what do I do now? Like, what next? I have an engineering degree in computer science, as well as I have creative skill set in graphic design as well. So while I was exploring multiple career paths, I heard a lot of buzz about UI UX and like immerse in that industry, and that's when I found out. I was like, okay, I have engineering degree, I have UI UX design. So I found this sweet spot between that, and it's called UI UX. So I was like, okay, maybe this is my thing. I explored it, and here I am now.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
In a very simple question, maybe you will find it much more simpler. But to the audience and to everyone, what is UI UX? What is this all about?
Okay, to put that in perspective, I would break it down into two, like, the slash in the between. So we have UI and UX.
Yes. Is it UX UI or UI UX? I have this particular doubt because some people tell UI UX and some people tell UX UI.
Okay, I understand that, but it's actually the same. UX, UI, UIX, tomato.
Okay.
It's the same thing.
Okay.
It's essentially the same thing. It's just different ways of calling it. But to answer the question of what is UI and what is UX, UI stands for user interface and UX stands for user experience. And now why is this both called together? Because both of this go hand in hand to create really amazing interfaces.
Okay.
So what is user interface is, in this context, in terms of the like websites and things like that, it is basically anything digital that you see on a screen that you use as a user.
Okay.
What is an interface essentially? It's a medium through which a user uses something else.
Okay.
So let's just take a TV for example. How do you use a TV? A user takes a remote. So that is an interface.
Okay.
So but in terms of let's say there are other service designs as well. Like let's say in UAE we have Noon, Talabat. So these are services and interfaces through which we can avail services.
Okay.
So I got a bit complex there, but so that is an example of UI.
UI.
And UX, coming to UX, we have user experience. So what is user experience is the understanding of how a user thinks, feels, and interacts with our designs.
Okay.
So we have a UI and we have UX. So UX is basically the whys of what UI, how UI is made. So we make UIs. We can make designs any way we want.
Can I put it in this way? UI is the design you see in front of you,
Yes.
and UX is why is this particular design.
Yes, correct. That's a simple way to put it.
My next question is, why do we have to think a lot? Why is there's a lot of procedures in drafting this UI or UX? Why do I have to take up a course, or why do I have to learn? Why don't I just design something, and what is the difference?
So to answer this, I'll bring up an example.
Okay.
Okay. Let's say you're making a website, a banking website.
Okay.
So what are the users like? There will be older age people, there will be young people. But these banking websites, you don't see young people using banking websites.
Yes.
Until they reach some age, like they have to manage pensions, retirement funds, and things like that. So if I make the website look something like cool or something, it might not appeal to the right audience.
Okay.
And if I use less, like there are things like typography, color usage that we have to consider. So understanding our user demographics is important, and that is why UX is important. So understanding our users and designing the right decisions for them, making the right design decisions for them. And let's say like there is an older age group that is going to use our website. So we would consider using bolder fonts, readable fonts, and we would consider contrast a little bit more so that even older age people can see our website, interact with it, make them click on the right points, places. And this is an example of
So
why.
target persona is very important.
Correct, yeah.
And then it starts from there.
Yes.
Great.
Yes, we can't.
And how do they buy and everything?
Yes.
It revolves around.
Yes. We also define the experience.
Okay.
And we test it out. First we design an experience, then we test this out, then eventually a user we will get the outcome that we designed for. Like they will take that actions that we, if we set out an experience, if we set out a journey, it is more likely if we test it out, the test results are coming out great. It is more likely that the user will go through that journey that we designed for them.
Okay, we'll break it down this way so that people understand much more beautifully. Let's say I need a UI UX. Let's say I create a website for selling this table. Or let's say I create a website for my academy, right? Okay. And I come to Adil. I'm telling I need to build a UI, or I will be telling I need to build a UI UX. How does this start? I should tell you where does this start?
So it starts off by gathering the requirements. So I would want to understand who are you selling this to?
Okay.
What
so
audience?
You will send me a form.
Yeah, I would send you a form.
Okay.
First, I would gather some insights.
Okay.
Like who are you selling this to? What are you selling? How are you selling?
Okay.
And like how soon do you want this? What platforms? Other technologies? That is like something else.
Okay.
And based on this initial insights, I would send them out a questionnaire.
Okay.
Of relevant questions. I would research through.
With the insights, you will send out the questionnaire.
Yes.
Okay.
And then based on this questionnaire, I will have enough data to start my own research.
Okay.
To start building. So if they want a website, or even if they want a platform, I would go through competitor analysis. There are certain steps. Then we begin the UX research phase. Once we have answers to all these questions, so we begin the UX research phase, wherein we have multiple different frameworks or things that we can use.
Can you give me an example on any one framework?
Yeah. So one of the most commonly used tool or process is competitor analysis.
Okay.
This might be familiar to a lot of other people as well. So if I have to design a website for Talabat, let's say, or Swiggy in India, if I was in India, I would be going through competitors like Zomato,
Okay.
then Blinkit, how other similar competitors are playing. And this is also important. Why am I going through competitors is also because first I check what are their pros, what are the users liking about them. Then I check about their cons so that I can take this and improve over this and provide a USP in mind.
Okay.
And then I also check on what is similar, because if I try to bring out something new and it's completely different on how users behave in that specific category, there will be a chance of bad user experience. So in order to understand, like explain this, I would take short form reels, for example.
Okay.
So when TikTok had short form reels, it was really working well. Instagram also wanted to release. So if they had to reinvent the wheel of not vertical scroll, it would obviously make a bad example, or it would divert slowly.
Okay.
So that is a natural way users are
Yes.
trained to view short form content. So what did everyone else do? Now even LinkedIn has it today. So TikTok did vertical, so Instagram also did vertical, YouTube, LinkedIn
Shorts,
today.
everything.
Yeah, everyone.
So, is that why they play with buttons? Like today, the button will be on the first, tomorrow
Yeah.
it will be on the third.
Yeah.
So they are experimenting
Yes.
what is working.
Yes, that is called
How do you measure this?
So there are specific tools like this for this specifically. It's this process called A/B testing,
Okay.
and where they would pick out a selective user base, and they would send out a version of our testing design, and they would see how they're interacting with it, and how the results are viewed is basically they can see the screens
Okay.
as well as a heat map.
Okay.
So where
What
users
is heat map? Can you explain?
So heat map is you have seen weather broadcast and all. So where there are like heavier rains, you see more red over there. So similarly, we have heat map, and heat map is basically to show how there can be again different categories of it. One of the most consumed heat map data is
User behavior on the
touch.
Based
Yeah,
on the
so
touch.
yeah, one is user clicks, one is user hovering, like
Okay.
where are they spending their mouse over the most, or yeah. So this is an example of heat map. So it's mostly clicks,
Okay.
and in terms of computer heat maps, there are also tools that monitors where users are hovering over their mouse and things like that. Mobile, it's pretty limited. It's just touches where like people are just trying to click over there. So where are they clicking the most and things like that.
Okay, let's come back to the point where okay, you will share a questionnaire with the insights, and then let's say I filled all of your questionnaires, and then what happens?
So and then what happens is I again start with the UX phase where I go through competitors, competitor analysis. Then there are like these are like very basic standard procedures in UX phase that we do. So after completing a competitor analysis, we have an idea of what are the competitors, how do they structure their websites, how do they structure their products. Then we move on to something called information architecture. Information architecture, they will have
What is information architecture? Can you explain?
so to put it in simple words, it's just how information is laid out through their website.
Okay.
So let's say let's just take a standard what do you say, a healthcare website. So in there will be like home, about us, sign in. So if you're setting out an information architecture, there will be the high level pages, and below that what all contents flow in. So you said it's visually represented as a flow chart
Okay.
of all the information.
Okay.
And so why is this practice done is basically to understand how what is a current information architecture like, and we can compare it to our competitors as well, and we can put it side by side and decide, okay, they have this, maybe we can have this also. This is something our users would like, or customers would like, and in the end we want customers to we want to appeal to our customers, right? So we set out an information architecture, an ideal one.
Okay.
Then after this is something called user flows. Let's if e-commerce, like, okay, this furniture company, they want to sell these tables. So what are our main goals of this website? To get them to buy these tables, that's like priority one. Or else make them add to cart, or else make them add to wish list.
Okay.
Or there are, like, we can prioritize the goals, and based on that we can define how a customer, in this case it's a customer, so in this case how a customer would get to that point. So from landing to the website,
The purchase behavior.
Yes.
Or, yeah, user behavior. Okay.
a
Okay.
user behavior. So how would, like from landing to the website
Website to
till checkout.
checkout.
So we have to define that
How
entire
many
experience.
steps?
Yes. So we also have to consider things like they can deviate into different pages,
Distractions.
distractions and all. But then we also have to figure out how to bring them back.
Okay. Okay. So, let's say you created that informational
Architecture.
and you created the user flows. What's next?
So what's next is, based on these data, we have a pretty much a basic understanding of what our product will have.
Okay.
And so we then we go to something called user personas. We set out a hypothetical user.
Okay.
So we gave them a hypothetical name. So based on our demographics or our target audience, we set out a this is not usually practiced, but then it kind of helps to keep in mind how an ideal user would be.
Okay.
So while designing, we can go back to a user persona and keep them, okay, this is how our user is going to be.
Okay.
So we can keep them in mind. And so what will user persona contain is name, like basic details of a person. And
Demography and psychography.
yes.
Okay.
So where are they from? What age group do they come from? If there are like multiple age groups that we're targeting, we can have multiple user personas again.
Okay.
So this process again used just for to keep us in that user centered design mode. So we sometimes, even we as designers, we tend to like shift away, like forget who our user is,
Okay.
like while designing in that flow. So this kind of helps us to bring back to
Okay.
keeping our users in center while thinking.
So that is also done. What's next? You start designing.
No, we start wireframing.
Okay. What
So-
is wireframe?
Wireframing is a initial concept.
I'll ask every question as a
Yeah.
child because tomorrow people have to understand everything.
Yes, I
That's
understand.
why. Yeah. So what is wireframing?
So wireframing is a basic skeletal structure of how our designs are gonna look like.
Where do you do you write wireframe or do you create it in a tool? Or
Okay.
what do you do?
So we can do it in multiple ways. It is suggested for some designers to, like, while starting off, they do it on paper.
Okay.
Even some experienced it's arguable. Like
Okay,
it's
okay.
it depends on the designer.
Okay.
I personally try to stick on to the Figma.
Okay.
So that's where I design all these wireframes. Just keep it there.
Okay.
I don't want to shift between. Sometimes I do.
So Figma is a tool that enables you to create a wireframe.
Yes. Not just wireframes.
Design UI also.
Yes, you can essentially create anything on Figma.
Okay.
Even it's a tool even graphic designers
Is it
can
only
use.
like I heard about this particular tool a lot. Why is this tool a lot famous?
Yes. To answer that, it's collaborative.
Okay.
It's like multiple designers can come and pitch their ideas.
Okay.
They can take there can be one shape and multiple designers can come on the file and work at the same time.
Okay.
Like they can just be fighting over it also.
Okay.
So that's an exaggeration, but it's that collaborative.
Okay.
And then it's community based. Like there's too many resources that is available on community. Like now it has reached to a point that even if you want a website, you can just go to community, pick a template and work on it.
Okay.
It's that easy. And third is it's free.
It's free.
It's free and open source,
Oh.
which makes it more appealing to developers as well. And fourth one being the most recent, it's a recent update that came out last year. It there is a developer mode for it.
Okay.
So it makes it easier for a developer handoff. So Figma, you just don't design and just keep it there. Like it just won't go live on its own. So we need developers to make it live.
Okay.
So there have been like few problems with older design platforms where there is a bit of a hassle during developer handoff. Like you have to give your designs to developers. In Figma, you can get properties of a specific designs. So let's say I design a button.
Okay.
There's text in the middle, and there's like spacing, like this much spacing from
You
here.
get the
and here.
code.
Yeah, you can actually like just copy paste the code.
Automatically you get the code.
Yes.
Okay.
And there's tons of plugins out there,
Okay.
and the fact that it's open source, anyone can build plugins on it. Like, let's say a developer had this problem while like he wished that I could also have this functionality.
Ecosystem enablers. There's a
Yeah.
lot of people who does the plugins and support.
Yeah,
Is this paid or free?
it's all free. But there are some paid plugins as well. But Figma in its own, it's free.
Okay.
It
I'll come to Figma.
Hmm.
Before that, so we were at the wireframing.
wireframing, yeah.
Let's continue that.
Yeah. So so once we have the wireframe, it's once we have the wireframe, now we move on to the visual design. So
Visual design.
Visual design.
Okay.
Visual design is basically designing the UI.
Okay.
But in between that, there is also another process which is also familiar to graphic designers.
Can I ask you? Sorry to cut you in between.
Yeah.
What does a wireframe look like?
So wireframe looks like you take any app
Okay.
and you see all illustrations, like graphics, and any text. Text can remain as it is. You take any illustration, just replace them with gray boxes.
Okay.
Like it's just a dulled out version of your design. If you have
Okay.
to reverse engineer it, but then essentially it would just look like just skeletal structure. Like
Okay.
in terms, sometimes they don't even place actual text. So
Okay.
instead of text, there will be just black boxes or
Okay.
gray boxes or anything.
Okay. So
Yeah.
then you start creating visual designs.
Yes, and also why wireframe is because to understand how a layout would look like. Yeah, so this also kind of helps to get an understanding of how our initial layout would look like, where you need to place things,
Okay.
and where our information would also go. And based on this, we can, and then moving on to the next, we have the visual design, UI design, and in this process, before this process, actually there is another process which is used by graphic designers as well. It's familiar to them. It's called mood boarding. So we set an overall mood of how our app or website is going to look like. The colors.
Can you explain the mood? By what happens inside? I mean, what is that you see? That this is a mood board.
Okay.
What are the elements that required?
Okay. So a mood board will have some like few colors, like
Okay.
inspirational colors,
Okay.
and then there will be just bunch of photographs, to be honest.
Okay.
So what this does is like, okay, let's say I'm making a website for this motor manufacturing company. They manufacture motors. So I want how a usual mood board of this website project would look like is there will be few colors like that appeals to their brand. Then there will be also photos or photographs of factories, people just working on welding. There will be all rugged.
Okay.
So all these photographs will convey a rugged, tough, integrity. It
Okay.
gives a sense of mood.
Understood.
Yeah. From this mood board, you will be able to feel few things.
Okay.
And this is essentially what should be also conveyed through the website as well.
Okay. Okay. So we are at the mood board.
Yeah.
Then goes to the visual design.
Visual design.
Visual design, you do it in Figma.
Yes.
Okay. Let's say I have created a design. What's next? You submit to the client. Is it like that?
Yeah. So there is something so once we have the design ready, we build it. We build the design. Then we do something called iteration. So iteration is very important. It is not necessary that our first design would be the best, and so yeah, I mean every designer knows this
Yes.
stuff. Yeah. So the more you work on it, the more it can improve.
Okay.
So we sit out with our clients and we see what are their opinions like. and we set out prototypes and we see how they're interacting. We can actually test our Figma designs as well. We don't actually need to build it with development. There are tools like Maze. You can just upload your Figma designs on Maze, and you can send the test link to clients and see how they're interacting with it.
Maze is the tool.
Maze is the tool, yeah.
Okay.
And over there also you can get heat maps of how they're using and stuff.
Okay.
And on with that information you can improvise over your designs.
I created the website directly. I coded and I developed the website directly. But you have done all this process of UI UX and then developed. What's the difference, or what is the impact that UI UX people create in the world? Why is it very important?
Okay, where to start is I would say there are too many resources nowadays. There are many people like I mean, before watching this podcast, I'm pretty sure they must have seen an ad of UI UX course. There's too many courses out there. But then I would say to start off, they would be like, okay, maybe I don't want this. Or like, what if this is a bad investment? So what I would suggest is there are many other free courses as well available online.
Okay.
There's one by Google, which that's where I started.
Okay.
On Coursera, you can find Google's UX Foundation course.
Okay.
And if you don't want, pre-recorded courses, pre-structured courses like full documentation, text and stuff. If you want videos, there are YouTube channels like Ansh Mehra, design director of Swiggy, Saptarshi Prakash.
Okay.
Then there is Abhinav UX, and then there's Design Pilot. There are many top level designers in India.
We are also starting the course in
Yes, and you have us as well, Harrison Co.
Great. How important it is portfolio, the role of portfolio in UX? How do you create a portfolio when there is no work for you? I saw in your profile you have done a portfolio project for, I think case study for Swiggy.
Yes.
Ordering from multiple restaurants.
Yes.
So where to find such problems, because you are solving a problem with your UI or UX solutions, right? So where to find such problem? How do you create a portfolio for you, and what is a good portfolio in UX?
Okay, I'll start off by how to make a portfolio. So there are if there's one way where you can design it on Figma and then give it to a developer, which can be a bit expensive, but then there are other no-code tools as well. You can either host on WordPress or else a very similar tool to a very similar user interface to Figma that we have is Framer. Framer is a very it's being talked about between a lot of designers. Like it's come to a point where your case study is not on Framer, you are irrelevant. Okay. From there,
like Behance, you have.
No, Framer is basically a no-code tool.
Okay.
You can design anything you want. You can just make it live from there. Easy. Yeah, and then there are advanced no-code tools as well, like Webflow and So you need to talk about yourself. What are your interests? Things like that. Whatever attracts a recruiter, a case study, and a few other extracurricular hobbies that you do.
Okay.
Just talk about yourself, and mainly what you need as a designer is case studies. And how to find a case study. So before you get to that, it is for a designer, when they start out, they have to look everything from a designer's lens.
Okay.
Like, I see this design, I can change this thing. Like, you have to find problems in everything that you can see and try to come up with a solution. Like, you just have to walk in anywhere, look at anything and find a problem and solution. That's how you get there. And how I came up with the solution, problem statement is case study. So for this case study, I was just going around everywhere looking for problems. There are problem statement generators which just give out not the best problem statements. So while I was looking for one, I was like, I want to make a case study on something that can create an impact.
Okay.
I just don't want it to be just another case study, like a puppy app. It's not that great. So what is an app that everyone uses? I was like, there's Swiggy, Amazon and things like that. So I started digging in Swiggy, and I was like, I couldn't find anything. And then I was like, okay, one day I was just with my friends and they were ordering multiple times. I was like, why do you need to do it multiple times? Like, isn't there? He was like, no. That's when it sparked for me.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you identify a problem which you face and then you try to solve it on
Yes.
UI,
Yes.
UX. My next question is, what are the different types of job opportunities in UI, UX? Is UI, UX one JD or different JD?
UI UX is like a parent.
Okay.
It has many nodes, many nodes.
Okay.
It's even I don't know how many are there. It just
Okay.
keeps like
Okay.
more what do you say
So
specifications.
you're telling
keep-
that there's a lot more scope than
Yes.
you ever think of.
Yes.
And you've been in UI for the last, I think, 4-5 months.
Yeah.
What do you think about UI, UX scope and opportunities in UI?
Okay, to be in UI,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot to improve. I mean, I see one reason why I came to UA is because coming from India, we have great bunch of designers over there, and we have equivalent great design. I'm proud to say that we have great website, we have great apps. But then while I was in India, I was looking at UA websites and all. And I was like, man, this can change. Like, I mean, I'm spoiled by Indian designs, but we can have way more amazing websites. So that's another reason why I came to UAE. And in terms of scope, there's many opportunities. I mean, Dubai is the fastest growing economy in the world. There's more investments coming in. There's like a whole Dubai. I mean, you can find opportunities in anything.
Okay.
And Dubai is an ever growing place. So obviously, there is.
What is the
scope for it.
salary range of a UI, UX designer?
Salary range in India, I would say, for if you have 0 to 2 years of experience, you can ask. You can actually ask up to maybe from 8 to 15 LPA,
Okay.
or maybe 32. There are people who have earned 32 as well with just
Okay.
2 years of experience.
Okay.
And as you go higher up the ladder, you can actually ask. There's a design director at this company. There's one guy called Prabhakar Krishnan, I guess. He found out. He put out a research on this. So he found out that a design director earns up to 3 crores per annum.
Okay.
That's like a huge amount, and this is just from the 600 people that he surveyed from.
Okay.
So it can go up. Who knows? Maybe like if he gets to chief design officer, CDO.
So,
it could.
When we learn as a UI UX. I mean, we become as a UI UX designer. Then the ladder goes up and up and
Yeah,
up. Then
yes.
there's a lot of JD comes in. You might be working on only one button.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a lot of experiments that is required.
Yes.
And you also check A/B test on the conversions. You A/B test on the heat maps and all of these things. So what I've understood, this is a very large process. But people say that UI UX, it's just simple. You design something on Figma,
Yeah.
but people don't understand the process
Yeah.
behind it.
Yes.
That's what I think this podcast is going to reveal on.
Yes.
Is there anything you would love to add? Any other tools which people need to know, or anything which you would love to add on UI UX?
To add on UI UX, I mean, everyone thinks it's simple. I think it should be that way.
Okay.
It should start from there so that more people come in and actually see what this is about.
Great.
And then if you're interested, I mean, you will be interested. That's another thing. So from there, it's just about things that we have. So what I would say, if you want to get into this, if you know how to empathize with the user, if you have one key skill called empathizing, then you can be a designer. That's
Great.
all that you need.
Great.
You don't need a degree. You don't need
Good
any
statement.
fancy degree. You can just.
I
be-
think even graphic designers has to learn UI UX, because then they will not just become a designer, they'll become a designer who understand the user
Correct.
and then designs.
Yes.
Great. And the good news is, by collaborating with Adil, we are planning to start UI UX and designing course
Inshallah.
in UA, inshallah, very soon. And I hope this goes very amazing, and we create a lot of mindful, empathetic UI UX designers and graphic designers in UAE, as you have discussed. And we work with a lot of brands and create that impact in their product
Yes.
by implementing whatever we have discussed. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you
Adil.
too.
I have learned a lot about. I've been like a child asking every question. What is that? What is
I'm
that?
just happy to answer.
Right. And I've learned a lot about UI UX, and I am very much sure that from now on I will not see UI UX the way which I have been doing before. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so
Sure.
much for your
Thank
valuable
you too.
words. And I wish we have a lot more things to do it together.
Inshallah.
Great.
We'll see about that. Everyone will see about it.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye.
Yeah.